Hi guys, how are we all? I see we've got some early birds again today. Who do we have? Hi Lynn, hi Olivia, hi Mark, hi Wicked Bits, hello. Mr. Llama, hello to you. Ian, hello. Crafty Cow, hello. Hi Caro, and Dermot, hello. You have a grated cheese and salad cream sandwich. That sounds very interesting. Hi Jacqueline, how are you? How is everybody? It's been a while. I missed last week because I had a terrible feeling of cold, and then I had a cold and I've still got a little bit of it. And the previous week I just needed some time out. Hello, yes, thank you. The pink. It's meant to be red. Isn't it? Like this colour is meant to be all the way down, but yeah, it's not. Yes, thank you, Yana. I thought it would be a really good idea as well. So I've got a couple that I feel that I should outline. They're not very big pieces. But yeah, I thought it would be a really good idea for a live stream to do something like that. Hi April, how are you? Robin, hello. Passed it on to you. Oh, I'm sorry. Everybody seems to be ill. Where am I from? I'm from the UK, Kent. And as I still have a cold, I don't have any cider or gin today. It is coffee. But yeah, let me put you. I'm undecided on some reference photos. I need your help, so I'm going to switch to my Photoshop screen. Hi Emma, how are you? You thought something looked different. Yeah, it's the pink. It's the pink. So I've got some references here. I can't decide which one to do. So this is going to be one of the tutorials for October. As a crocodile eye study, and I can't decide whether to do the one that you just saw or this one. So if there's any, I'm not sure whether this is going to be a Patreon one or a website subscriber one yet. But can I have your opinions? Do we want Crocodile 1, which is this one, or do we want Crocodile 2, which is the other one? I cannot decide. In the England. Lemsip, yes. Yes, I had Lemsip. I saw all I drank last week was just Lemsip. It was quite good. And honey and lemon. I do enjoy that. Thanks, Amy. How are you? And hi. You're about to paint your nails. Nice. It's always a good task. You're saying hello from Canada and hello from Germany. Hello. Welcome, welcome. Some new faces here. Liking that. You like the first one. You thought it was a frog. First one. Do I have any experience with Inktense? I have a little bit of experience. I haven't been able to get on with them myself. Yeah. So I'm probably not the best person to ask about that, but they are like, the colours are really vibrant. That's what I really like about that. Those. You tried to do that picture and ripped it up. Well, I'm only doing the eye, just the eye section of both of these, not like the whole thing. So the other one, again, is more like orange. So I'm only going to do like the eye section. Maybe I should crop them so you can see which bit I'm going to do. Look at me, I put my Photoshop screen up today. You like the reflection? Yeah, but I'm not going to do the reflection part, just literally the eye area. This is going to be really tiny now. So that's the bit that I'm planning on doing on that one. And this one's same. So it's just like the colours and the textures really that I've got a choice of. Am I doing Inktober? No. I did Inktober last year and it was such a task trying to get every kind of inky challenge in, as well as tutorials and other stuff. That wasn't fun, so no, I'm not. Although some of the prompts look really good this year. So let me just zoom in here. And this one as well. You gonna do it? There you go. Ooh, that one's really blurry. How much of it would I be drawing? Well, I've just cropped it for you. Just cropped it so you know. You choose the second one. First one. Tooth abscess. Oh dear, that doesn't sound fun at all. I wanted to try ink tints, but you ran out of watercolour paper. Need to get some more watercolour paper. 2 looks a lot nicer. First one, number 2. 2, number 2. Why does it look like a frog? How do you drag one of the windows down so side by side? Oh my god. Do you know I did not know how to do that? You're a genius. Right, I'm gonna put them side by side so you can see then. Okay, I can't because it doesn't show up on my screen. Why is it not coming up on that? Is it just because I've done the window? Okay, that's a brilliant idea for the future, but you can't see both of them in my window when I do that. So we're going to say that this is number 2 that's on screen at the moment, or number 1. Number 1 is more in focus, but number 2 has some different colours. I feel like number 1 is going to be better for people following the tutorial. I think that one looks more like a crocodile, and it's more in focus for people to follow. Where are some of my patrons? Because you guys... You're a graphic designer. Very nice. Do one with the... Oh, I can change the colours, can't I? Let's see if we can change the colours a little bit. What would that be under? Hue? I'm not very good at Photoshop at all. How do you change the colours? Okay, well, I'm only doing the outline at the moment, so I don't need to do that. My screen capture on my OBS is set to just the one panel at a time for some reason, and I don't want to go and mess with it. Hi Patty, how are you? The second one is literally a toad. Okay, well, we're gonna go with this. You can't see what I'm pointing at. We're gonna go with this one. So let's get to the outlining. One seems better for a tutorial. One is more in focus and you've got more of the detail, and I think it's going to be easier to follow. Right, where's my button? Second view. Okay, so I've put Photoshop up in the corner so you can so you've got the reference to work from still, so you can see what I'm drawing. But this what I used to draw on to begin with isn't my actual paper. 54 people. Yeah, no, that's like the most like in the live stream ever. Hello, people. This is like ordinary cartridge paper. There's like loads of sheets. It's a Winsor & Newton brand. I've lost the front cover, but it's one of these pads that is like all glued together, and it's just really thin paper. I would tell you what it is, but I've lost the front cover, so I can't. But it's not very thick paper. It's not like the actual drawing paper or anything. So what I do is I draw on this to begin with. Is my music too loud, by the way, or is that fine level? Didn't actually ask. But what I do to begin with is draw a grid the size of my drawing on this paper. Then I create a grid in Photoshop and then just transfer it. So, where's my paper? The iStudy is only going to be this big, which is 4 inches by 4 inches. Hi Stacey, how are you? Oh, it's fine, good. Right, so I'm just gonna like draw around my paper so that I've got exactly the right size. Or do I want to do it 3.5 and leave a 1/2 inch gap? maybe she could help. So I'm gonna just draw like a 3.5 inch grid because I want to leave a 1/2 inch gap all the way around my edges for framing purposes. So I'm just using, this is a Cura Toga 0.5 mechanical pencil, and yeah, basically just ordinary, I think it's just an HB lead in there as well. Remove that so you can see it a bit more. So I'm just making like a little grid, just 3.5 by 3.5. This one first. Oh no, I'm useless at creating a grid. Okay. So that's the size of my drawing. Decisions, I know. So that's the size. So then what I will do is, this is an unusual size. Usually I do it in exact inches so it's easier. But I think we just have to go with like 1/2 inch. Oh no, that's too many. Is that going to be? No, that's going to be fine. I'm going to go with 1/2 inch increments to create a small grid. Usually I'd only do 1 inch. But because I've done unusual, I should have done it by 4. Then it would have been easy. But I want to leave a 1/2 inch gap. So I'm just going to go around all of around my box and mark off 1/2 inch increments to create a nice grid. There's probably an easier way to do this. Too late for the pencil name. It is this. I'll write it. I'll type it for you guys. It's a Cura Toga 1.5. 0.5. Don't even know my own pencil. 0.5. There you go. You can get them in all sorts of fancy colours as well. I'm after another one because blue and grey is just a little bit too boring for me. Yeah, normal HB lead. It doesn't really matter what kind of lead you use because I'm using cartridge paper, not the actual drawing paper. This is where people get confused, I think, when I'm doing my outlines. People think that I create a grid and draw on my actual paper, but I don't want to damage it, so I always work on cartridge paper. Now you can search it, yes. I think they're on Amazon for about, I want to say £5. I don't know what that is in dollars if you're in the USA. So basically, just lining all of the dots up, or little dashes up that I've made at my increments. So you've got your columns, and now you want your rows. You're in the Netherlands. You have two. They're really nice to hold and use. I love it. I got mine in a scrawler box, and ever since then I haven't really used any other pencil. Got a little eraser on the end as well, which is useful. So the boxes are like incredibly tiny. Usually, as I said, I would go for larger boxes, so I wouldn't do 1/2 inch increments, I'd do an inch increment because it's just easier and quicker to draw a grid in inch increments. You're permanently confused. A massive delay. Well, I can tell you, I don't have any delay on my end today. Not a single frame dropped. You got yours for around $3. That is pretty cheap. Okay, so there's my grid. So now what I'm gonna do is create a new thingy in Photoshop, a new, whatever you call it, oops, a new document at the size of my canvas, my piece. So if you're working from a printout, if you don't have Photoshop or anything to work from, you'd want to scale your printout or your reference photo to the size that you're working from. That's the easiest way. So I've got my tiny little canvas. Hi Snow Wolfie, how are you? Do this with a felt tip or Excel and print. Yes, you could. You could. There is easier ways to do it. I'm just showing you the really long way. Right, so I've got my canvas. So then I want to drop my crocodile on there so I can get it the right size. And it's going to be massive, so I'm going to have to shrink it down a bit. So I want to include as much as possible. That's going to be about right. Yeah, pretty happy with that. It seems big. This is my paper. It's quite small. It's only like it's about as big as my palm. Well, a little bit bigger than my palm for size comparison. It's quite a small piece compared to my usual pieces. Can you use different colour pencils in one drawing? Yes, you can. You can use all the types of colour pencils in one drawing. Okay, so I want to create a grid on my reference photo. So, to do that, watch me fail at Photoshop. I am absolutely terrible at Photoshop, and I create guides. That's what I use, guides. New guide. Oh god. Right, so how many have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I should have done an even number. of inches, not a 0.5 of an inch. So it's going to be difficult, but we'll work it out in centimetres. Or can I do inches? So it's about 1.3 centimetres each little line. So it's going to be a little bit confusing for me and my brain. Let's see if this works. Okay, so there's our first line. Can you see that on Photoshop? In the corner? There's like a little blue guide that's just popped up, and that's my first line. So that's that line there that I've just added on the reference. So then I need to add another one. New guide. So I need to add 1.3 and 1.3, which is 2.6, right? Yes. Then we've got our second one. So this usually takes a while. What's another 3.9? That's what we want. Okay. New guide. So this is where I lose my capability of doing maths. 5.2. So how many do I need? So we've got 1, 2, 3. So we need another 2. Cool. Okay. New guide. So add another 1.3 is 6.5. And then another one. Oops. .8, and that should be our last one. So then I should have thank you, both of you. So I should have, let me get, I have to count my screen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I've got 7 columns, and I've got 7 columns here, and I've got it on my computer screen. So now I need to do the rows. I'll pop the Photoshop screen up so you can see what I'm doing. So we want horizontal ones this time, and they are 1.3 as well, because it's square. I know you can't see the little box that pops up. 2.6. Hope, yeah, the guides are showing up, that's good. 3.9. Was it 5.2? And then it was what? 6.5? 6.5? That sounds about right. And then 7.8? 7.8. Okay, right. Almost done with the guides. 7.8. Okay. I'm going to need... You don't have to use the computer. You can print it out and then draw the grid on a printout. Probably might be easier for some people. This is just the way that I do it. We don't have to do it this way. At one point you were preparing this. No. Bye Snow Wolfie, thanks for stopping by, as always. I'd like my post on... Aw, thank you. I'm glad it did. Yes, that's right, Emma. I can save this. This is what I never do, though. Every time I set this up, I'm like, maybe I should create a template, and then I just shut Photoshop down and don't save it or anything, and I'm like, oh, damn it. Okay, so there's the guides. You can see them on the photo of the shop there. Can you see the mouse? No, you can't. Oh, it's a shame. So then, basically, all you do is translate what you see in each individual box on the computer screen into what you've drawn down here. And that's basically it. So, I'm just going to turn this so it's more square. That's a bit better. So yeah, then you just translate what you see on the screen in the boxes. Work box by box, however you want to work it. And translate the image. I'm going to zoom in a bit more on my reference though, so I can see the boxes a bit clearer. And because I'm working on cartridge paper, it doesn't really matter if I make any mistakes or erase anything, because I'm not going to ruin my paper. So let's get to drawing. So then you just look at like where sections begin and end in the boxes, and then draw that in your box. So I'm looking at the reference photo and seeing where this bit comes in. Yes, you can get grid apps, yes. You can get all sorts of resources on the internet to actually do this for you. So much easier. Hi Art Life, how are you? Thanks for joining us. You have to go. Thanks for stopping by, Mr. Llama. Yes, have a look tomorrow to see how it comes out. Yes, you did come at just the right time. So it doesn't usually take me that long to actually draw the image. It actually takes me a lot longer to do that bit. Or it seems like it takes a lot longer. Tips for drawing blurred backgrounds? No, because I haven't actually drawn a blurred background myself, so I don't want to give any advice and then it be wrong. It's something that I'm going to work on doing myself, so as soon as I have some info and some knowledgeable advice to give you, I will. But at the moment, I don't feel comfortable giving any sort of advice on background work because I don't do it myself. But yeah, pan pastels, like Amie says, perfect if you want to mix up your mediums. Right. Let's get to drawing. So I'm just working like box by box, looking at where things begin and end in each box, and just sort of using the flow of everything. Like this, the actual eyelid area is quite hooded, so I'm just going to try and go with the sort of, go with the flow and add that in. So like this, is already noticed it's coming down that's too steep an angle. So I'll add the little eyelid hood in first. Like that. It sort of comes to halfway up that box, and then this can slope down to meet it sort of halfway in that box. I also find that sometimes adding an extra grid inside your box, so like adding a box that's like this, can help you identify different points a lot easier. Can you even see that? Make it darker for you guys. So adding in like another box like that inside your box. Like that. Why do they choose a croc's eye? Purely because people have been asking for different textures, and I've done lots of other eye studies. I've done like cats, dogs, owl, and I just thought this would be something different and a little bit challenging to people, basically, and it looks interesting. Very interesting. So all I do the outline of is just like the main features, pretty much. That's all I'll outline here. So then we get to this box here. Sometimes I number the boxes as well, just to help with the referencing where I am, but this one should be fine. So I just get like all of the general shapes in first, and then I can go around and define any areas a little bit more, like add a little bit of a bump here and there or something like that. Hi Sandra! Thanks for stopping by, glad you could make it. How are you? How do you grow your channel? You're just starting and it's hard. It is difficult. The road to the first 1,000 subscribers is a long and difficult one. It's took me... Well, my channel's only really started growing since the beginning of this year. I've been doing YouTube for 4 years. And it took me about 3 years to get my first 1,000 subscribers. So it was a very long journey. But just consistent content is what I'm finding. Be yourself. Create content that you want to create, not what you think people will like. Thank you, Sandra. It's very pink. It's meant to be red. It's actually, the colour is called fire. But yeah. Oh, Mark. They didn't deliver the frame on Tuesday. I was meant to deliver it Friday, but I missed it, so they're delivering it Monday. And I'm not going anywhere tomorrow. So your frame will be here tomorrow, and I will pop the print, once it's printed from the printer, in the frame, and then I'll package it up to be collected Tuesday. I will give you a message as soon as the frame is here. But yeah. They didn't deliver it Tuesday. They delivered it Friday, but I was out. Welcome to the busiest stream so far. Yes, it is, isn't it? I'm guessing that it is a subject that people are wanting to know about or watch. You've had yours for 2 months. So that's like a baby channel so far. Right, getting all these curves in with the eye here. So this one goes like almost up to halfway, but not quite. Like, follow the curvature. Thank you, Art Life. Very, very kind of you. Thank you for your patronage. No, I don't know. Yes, it is hard. I have recently just bought a couple of business books as well, which I'm hoping are going to help with productivity. One of them's to do with YouTube specifically. It is, if you fancy checking it out, what's it called? I think it's called YouTube Secrets. It was released 2 days ago by video creators on YouTube. Go and check them out. They always have some good hints and tips. that's specific to growing a YouTube channel and following. I haven't yet read that because it came today. I read like the first chapter, and that's just the introduction so far. And the other one that I have is, what's it called? Something about habits, which is really, really interesting. Yes, the cards as well. I haven't forgotten those. I've got your order printed out, don't worry. Just got to wait for that frame. I know, I went out Saturday as well, could you believe it? Like, I've had a couple of days of outness. And I didn't go out for gin either. No sir. Went to what's it called? Home Sense yesterday, which was a new experience. I haven't been there before. And that's what people's opinions are. Don't go out unless it's for gin. Nice, nice. Yeah. Reaching the first 1,000 is difficult. Very, very difficult. I've lost myself in this eye. Where was I what was I doing? Oh yeah. I'm just gonna move the chat box so it's over here so I don't have to keep doing this. There we go. Do I have any prints of the hedgehog? Not at the moment. They'll be released soon along with some other good stuff. I'm doing a bit of a product release this time round with these prints and other things because I feel like it would be more beneficial. It's a little bit of hype, so you're going to start seeing a bit more of that print product release hype soon. But they'll be available towards the end of October. Along with Pine Martin prints as well. So we've got an eyelid, like the shape of the eyelid there. And then we're just getting this bit in. You really enjoy drawing hair. Hair is fun. I can agree with you there. Oh, what have I done? Oh no, it's okay. Have I done that right? I don't feel like I've done that right. There's a bit more of a curve to it there. Like that. Much better. There we go. So I'm just going to fill in like the curvature so meet all this up. I know. It's the first time I went in Home Sense. My friend told me about it and I was like, oh, it looks like such a good shop. I bought some Halloween goodies, or some Halloween seasonal goodies that I can use every year now. Right. So this is like Jaffa, no. I didn't even realise the cat was in here. This isn't my first time streaming now. I stream most Sundays. Well, apart from the last two, because last week I wasn't well, the week before I just needed a bit of a break. Getting myself a reputation. Yes. Your B-day is on Friday. Happy birthday for Friday. You're only 10 and turning 11. Wow. Does that mean that you're... No, you're not in... Where are you? Are you in the US or the UK? I don't know what you call, like, a big school in the US. Are you in secondary school? I don't know what they call that in the US. Is it the same thing? I don't know. You're late. It's fine. It's fine. You're fine. Insert friend's quote here. I'm fine. Right, so this section here takes up quite a bit of the square. So we need to add in all of these little bits around the edge. High school, that's what I knew it. That's what I was looking for. Oh, okay. You're in the UK, so it doesn't matter anyway. Don't mind me. Right. I'm gonna use my little... You're basically in year 6. Okay, yeah. Right. Let's get this dark section in. Like that. The US school system is so confusing to me. Don't climb the door. Ugh. Cat. Did you miss much? Not really. I've just like started drawing the outline. Pretty much. We drew a grid. Well, I drew a grid on the paper as well as the computer. That's pretty much it. Right. So this is where it starts to get a little bit more freehandy. I've got like the basic outline. I need to add the bottom lid as well. So where's that in our box area? So this comes like that and follows on this box like this. Yeah, I'm not drinking gin or cider this evening. Water and coffee. Good combination. So they're adding in this bit. So just looking at like each side of the box. Can you see the little, yeah you can. So on each of those blue lines in the bottom bit, let me put the Photoshop up. So each side of the blue lines, I am looking at the left hand side at where like the pupil, not the pupil, the eyelid is on the left hand side and seeing where it stops on the right hand side and then kind of like drawing the line as I see it going from one to the other. Does that make sense? It's a pretty simple premise really. Just drawing lines. Don't. He was in the Cotswolds this week. Oh man, yeah, that would have been good. That would have been so good to go there. You should have gone. I didn't even know that they had one there. I thought it was just like in London. Anyone yeah, is anybody else participating in Inktober? Inktober? What do you guys think of the prompts? Last year I did it and I tried to tie mine into an animal theme. I lost enthusiasm with it halfway through though, because I just had so much to do with like looking after a brand new baby. You subbed. Thank you for subbing. It's very kind of you. You had mug cake for breakfast. That's always a good breakfast. Do love a good mug cake. You're going to destroy your self-worth. Don't do that. That doesn't sound good. Or fun. Right, so how many boxes in? 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes in is the pupil. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this box here is the pupil, and it's like right in the middle down here. And then as we come up, it sort of goes over to one side. I'm going to continue up here as well. It goes just sort of there, a bit higher than halfway. Like that. Let's make it a little bit fatter that side. Jaffa, no. Jaffa, no. You want it? You was in here. You stay now. Jaffa. He's out now. Don't want him tearing up the carpet. Okay. What's Inktober? Somebody, yeah. Basically just where you draw a prompt each day. Doesn't have to be like a big drawing or anything either. It could just be like a little a little sketch. Nebraska wildlife, that sounds challenging. Yeah, inktober.com. Jaffa. Yeah, trust Jaffa. It's typical Jaffa. Typical Jaffa. To steal the spotlight. Tearing the carpet. He was asleep under the desk and I didn't realise, and then I nudged him and then he moved. It was my fault really. Shouldn't have nudged him. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that I've got all of the areas in, maybe apart from this bit here. This bit just here needs to be added in. So we'll link that up to there. So you can kind of see the basic, like real basic outline of everything. Jaffa has given me cuddles. That is true. He's so cute earlier. He gave me, he sat like in between me and Simon today. Just all being all cute and being all purry, and then he fell like into a rare deep sleep and was dreaming and twitching. It was so adorable. I should have filmed it. Oh. Kicked him. Yeah, booted him out. Does it have to be ink? Yes, that's basically the idea. They prefer, you can use anything, I suppose, it doesn't really matter, but yeah, ink is the main media, or medium. So now I'm going to start to get a little bit freehandy because I've got the main features in. So now we can just sort of add bits in that I feel are necessary for the outline. So, what bits are necessary to map in? Probably some of these scaly bits. Do crocodiles have scales? Do they call them scales? I'm not sure. So I don't like draw everything in. Just the main bits. Why October? I guess because it's the only thing that really, like Inktober, it doesn't really sound right for Inkanuary for January. I think it maybe just because it sounds good. I don't know. I should probably just made that up. Right. Oh, I also need to add in these bits on the top of his, up the top here. One of your favourite channels is Jazza. I love watching Jazza as well. He does have some fun stuff. So it goes to halfway. Then you've got another one. Another little scaly what's it there. Oops. And then this one here. I can't wait to get to the drawing part of this. Like, I'm so excited to draw this thing. I love drawing all these unusual textures and stuff like this. They're called plates. Oh, the scales. The platey scales. I've no idea. Somebody Google it. I'd ask the what's it, but she's playing my music right now. So, all of these areas are sort of in the right place, which is good. All of these little creases, cracks. I don't know. I don't know the technical terms when I'm working with a crocodile. Ink timber, that could work, yeah. But isn't there like, who created draw ember? I feel like that's a thing, but I don't know. My computer is working overtime today. I can hear it fanning itself. I'm not going to add in like all of the individual creases and crevices and all that kind of thing. I'll do that with the coloured pencils. With the outline, I just want the outline stuff. Okay, so that side's pretty much done. So we've got the pupil, got a little halo around, which I don't need to add with the graphite. The outlines will always look a little bit like rubbish. Because it's literally just adding in like some of the areas and features that you think you're going to lose or not be able to remember or recall that easily when you're adding your colour. Well, that's how I treat an outline anyway. I do have a massive highlight here though, and there's one here as well. So I'm just going to add in like the shape of the highlight, like this. And there's a little bit there as well. It's like a window. And the same there as well. And then this side, there's like a massive highlight. And a massive shadow underneath the eye as well. Underneath that eyelid. It goes above there. They're actually called scoots. Hi Kimberly! I haven't seen you on a live stream for ages. How are you doing? Sorry, my voice is going all funny now. Ooh. Getting no end of notifications at the moment as well. Saved by Google, yes. Yes, this will be on my website for sure, but I'm not sure whether this will be like the website exclusive or whether it will be available to patrons as well. Haven't decided yet, but yeah, it will definitely be on my website for website subscribers. You're gonna go and spam. Have fun. Thanks for stopping by the live stream. It's nice to have you. Was following the eyelid, wasn't I? Let's go around the eyelid. Oh, and there's like a really distinct line which comes down here as well. So let's add that in, and then round, and then that joins in down here. Like that's like the third eyelid, is it? I want to say. I don't know. Do they have a third eyelid? I feel like that's okay. I feel like that needs to be a little bit. Oh no, this one's difficult. Yeah, you can use anything ink related, biros. You don't have to use the same thing all the way through. You can use different ones. Doesn't have to be the same. I think when I did it last year, I did a mixture of Spectrum Noir markers, Winsor & Newton markers, and then just plain old ink as well. You don't have to use like a biro and then only use a biro. You should try the challenge, bits. Try the challenge. There's another highlight there. So this bit's all dark down here. And that goes all the way up to there. So that's all dark. And then this comes up. You've got a few little liney bits there as well. So then we've got all of these shoots? I don't know. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. You bought the book. That's the book I was on about, The Power of Habit. How are you, have you received it? Have you read it? How are you finding it? If you have received it. I find it a really interesting read. It's really good for business practice because it tells you a little bit about like how marketing executives use people's habits to make people buy products, and it's really interesting if you like that kind of thing, which is my thing. I like educational books like that. So we're getting in some of these little areas here. Try and get them in as best as possible. So at the moment I'm just like freehanding this bit. I'm not really worried about where it's going to sit in comparison to the little grid that I've drawn. So as long as I get the general shapes correct. You used a mix of microns. Oh, I keep meaning to buy some microns. What media am I going to use to get the colour? Coloured pencil, and most likely just probably, I'm going to say I'm going to use a lot of luminance colours for this, because there's a lot of neutral browny greens. I think the luminance will be perfect for that, but probably luminance and polychromos, what I usually use. Shells. Don't know why the word shells just made me laugh, but it did. Right, this goes up to there, halfway up this one, and then there, and then that's that bit pretty much in. Then there's just like a few creases and stuff which I need to add in here, which isn't too tasking. Usually when I'm drawing like a dog or a bird, it's a lot simpler because it's not individual little scoots, don't know. It's quite easy because it's just like long lines, and I'm used to drawing and like feathered things or furry things that just need, like, if I'm drawing something furry, I'll just do like this for fur. It's really easy. Whereas this, I'm a little bit more precise with, because it's something new and different. And generally when I'm creating outlines for tutorials, I tend to add a lot more detail than what I would necessarily add. Because what I'll do is when I've added this to my paper, I'll scan it in for people to copy down for tutorial wise. Hi Thea. I'm making the lines. This isn't actually my drawing paper. I'll show you how I'm going to transfer this to my actual paper in a second, because I'm almost done with this. I think I've added pretty much everything that I want to add, like all of the important bits. Just trying to look at the reference and see which bits I need to add in. Maybe this bit that goes like up here, like this, and sort of joins up there. Like that. This will get neatened up when I transfer it. So there's one last little line which comes into there, and there's a few more here, but these aren't really important to the piece. And then this bit's just got like a dark line which comes around from here. I want to say here, like there. It comes along the middle of these ones, all the way along to here. Oh, that line's in. No, it's in the right place. I've done that line wrong. This is why I like to use a grid, because I'd get it completely wrong. There we go. There we go. It's the most important lines in. Earthy colours, yes. Okay. Oh, this piece of hair, I swear. That. In a second. British for soon. Yeah. Pretty much. Just gonna add in some of these dark blobby bits for reference. There we go. Okay. So, got my basic outline there. Doesn't look like much, does it? Where's the hair grip? In the bathroom. It's in the bathroom bits. I'm not going into the bathroom to get it. Right. Okay. So, basic outline done. Now we're going to transfer it. And to do that, this is where we get really professional now. I've got some tracing paper. So I'm just going to tear off a little bit that's the same sort of size as my square. We don't use scissors here. You have to use a ruler. Because I'm dangerous with scissors. Okay. I need some tape. So pumped and scared at the same time. What song am I listening to? It is. Oh, what is it? I don't know. Hold on. It is Cloud 9 by Tobu. It's a copyright free one. It's on YouTube. Search for it. So I've got some tracing paper. I'm gonna stick it over my thing, over my bit that I've already done, and then I'm basically going to draw it again, but without the grid. So we're just going to transfer all of the lines that I've made. I love it that you guys are so pumped about Inktober. Kind of making me want to do it now, and I feel bad for not doing it, but I really don't have the time this month. So the blade in the sharpener is encapsulated, that's true. Right. So I'm just going to draw the outside edges of the box so that I know where to position it on my paper and then it's square. I believe I have. Is that on my Spotify list? I don't believe that's on my Spotify list though. I should find it. I should find it and add it. I like all of those songs for copyright free. They're real good. But yeah, this should be a lot quicker. You're right, bits. Should be. But this is me we're talking about. So it might not be. So I'm just going around. So then you get nice clean lines. you're back. Hello. How did you find your little jaunt of binging some videos? Was it fun? Yes, the Ed Mix is back. Have you missed it? I feel really bad for not live streaming the last couple weeks. It's been like forever, but so fast at the same time. I'm gonna move my chat to this side now because it's easier for me to see this side. You say you're going to do Inktober every year and never do. You should get round to doing it. People plan it for like months in advance. It's so organised, some people's. So, just add in all of these little lines, and then I'm going to flip it over and draw it again. Because I like to draw things more than once. So you get nice clean lines like this as well. Or I tried to make them a little bit cleaner. If I'm honest though, this line drawing is like one of the cleanest I've done in a while. Wish this wouldn't keep lifting. Okay, I think that's all the lines. Is that everything? That looks like everything, doesn't it? Maybe that bit a little bit more. Okay, so now I'm going to turn it over and draw it in reverse. So, I'm going to reuse my tape. Oh. Okay. So now I'm going to draw it in reverse. So that I have the graphite on the other side, because I made a mistake and I should have flipped the photo before drawing it so I didn't have to do it again. So yeah, I'm going to use 2 more bits of tape as well. I'm going to go all out and use all the tape. Oh, he was waiting on Twitch. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Oh, we're doing Twitch this week though. I don't know what to do yet. Might do something fun. We'll see. I might even work on some website stuff because I haven't done any of that all week. And I need to get my new website going, and I wouldn't mind some feedback on it actually. So we could do that. Not really art, but it's something that I need to get done. You had a pie and mash. All cooking. I'm so sorry. Did you not have your pie and mash in the end then? If you didn't, I apologise profusely. Isn't it easier to just trace it? Yes, probably. But I like half the fun I find sometimes is doing an outline. But yeah, it would be easier. But then this improves your drawing and visual skills as well. I think I've drawn all the lines up there. I can't really tell. I'm just going over, I'm like retracing my lines but in reverse. So when we flip it back over to add it to the drawing paper, we'll have the lines on the back here. Try to transfer a sketch to watercolour paper, but you press too hard. Oh, that sucks. That does suck. I'm guessing that it was cold pressed. If that happened. So yeah, I probably would have drawn this crocodile eye a couple of times by the end of this. You just trace the actual picture. It is easier, it is easier. A lot of people do just trace. Am I the only one that finds the enjoyment in doing this? Sometimes it's tedious, especially when it's a huge picture. But I did miss a step and I did forget to flip the picture before I began drawing the outline. Then I would have had to not draw it so many times, like one less time. I'm just lucky that it's only a small eye study and not a whole crocodile. I'm pushing quite hard here as well, so that the transfer onto my actual paper is like really dark. I think that's everything. Maybe not that bit. Is that everything? Let's see. Please don't rip. No! Stuck it down on too many sides. I haven't done the pupil, have I? I think that's all of the lines. We'll go with that. Drawing killer poofs. Can't waste good pie and mash. I'm sorry. I wasn't well last week. Cut me a break. Give me a break. That's the one I'm looking for. Give me a break. Hi, Olivia. I could draw straight on the tracing paper, but when I've made mistakes from tracing paper before, when drawing the outline, it leaves like dark smudges, which I don't like. Yeah, each to their own. Okay, so now I can't remember which way round this is supposed to be. Oh yeah, that way. Now we have graphite on the correct side to transfer. So let me move this. See, look, we've got a little outline there. That's what we're hoping for on a drawing paper. So you can go away now. What way round was this? Okay. That way. This way. So now I need to position it on my little tiny piece of drawing paper with my little squares to get it square, and I'm going to tape it around. So it don't move. Okay. You'd forget which. I know. That's what I was panicking about. I was like, which ones have I done? Okay, so it is good watching how other people do it. This is a behind the scenes art attack. Yes. So now what I do? I need to use this again. So I just got an ordinary Faber-Castell 9000H for hard, and then just basically just going to do this over the entire thing to transfer it. So let's go for it. Doo-ba-doo. Art Attack sounds like a series you'd watch. It was a good program back in the day. You know, making stuff out of egg boxes, poster paints, pipe cleaners. It's good fun. There we go. So, can you see that? I've like got a graphite box over the entire thing. So I'm just gonna sneak and see if it's transferred. Good. I need a wet wipe. I got graphite-y hands and it's horrible. It was the best thing as kids. That and morph. Hi Chris, how are you? Right. Now to get this off. Yes. There we go. Okay. There we go. Transferred. More graphite-y hands. I've tried using the rounded end of a pencil. I have not. To be honest, it didn't cross my mind, and I didn't think about it. It's just an old pencil. I don't really care about using it, to be honest. So, Neil Buchanan, that's it. Yes. Is he still alive? So, now what I'll do is clear all of the guides off of the reference. So it's clear, so I can see everything like crystal clear. And then I'm going to go over once more. I wouldn't usually do this, but because I need to have the lines nice and bold for scanning for tutorial reasons, I'm going to go over again and draw it once more. Hi Ben, how are you? Are you a new face around here? I feel like you are. Welcome. So, now I'm going to go in and just darken up these lines. I wouldn't do this if I wasn't scanning it in for a tutorial. But because I am, I'm darkening it. I'm going to stick this to the desk as well so I don't have to keep holding it. There we go. Oh, and down there as well. There we go. I have realised that I have joined this up and I shouldn't have. Let's keep it open like that. There we go. That's better. That's better. So just going to go over lightly and just add in all of these bits. Like that. The hedge used to give you nightmares. That thing was scary. Really scary. Maybe somebody should Google if Neil Buchanan is still alive. Do I have a boyfriend? I have a husband. So yes. Not a boyfriend, a husband. He's in a band, really? I would not have seen that one coming. I would not have seen that coming. You've been here for a month? Have you? I'm sorry, I do not recognise the name. Subbed for a month? Is this your first live stream? Or you've been tuning into live streams for a month? Because if you've been tuning into live streams for a month, I apologise. You bought the book The Power of Habit. It's a good book. It is a good book. Right. All of these... Oh, damn it. I've forgotten the name of what these are called now. Shoots? I don't know. Preparing the line drawing for scanning. Like so. When I start to add coloured pencil, what do you use between art paper and the desk? Nothing. This, I just tape the paper to the desk. I can't work on anything like a pad or anything like that. I have to work on a hard surface because otherwise it's too spongy and I can't get the pressure right with my pencil. So I like to work on a solid surface, so I just work straight onto the desk. So like I'm doing now, there's nothing in between. My Mac is really working overtime today. Yeah, but how do you say that? Is it shoots or scoots? I don't know. Your first live stream, okay. See, new live stream face, we'll say. Here we go. Outline done. This is what I'm gonna work with for the next tutorial. So yeah, that's basically the outlining process. It's really, really simple. Where's that water? That's where you're going wrong. Do you work on like, I used to work on a mouse mat, not this one, but like, oh, that's filthy. I apologise for the dirt. But like the foamy kind of padded stuff, I used to work on something like that. And it was terrible because I couldn't get the pressures right for my drawings. So yeah, I just work straight to the desk now. Much easier. Seeing as you guys are here, I need to also decide on November's eye study. How's the inverted parrot going? It's still up there. Haven't moved it since. So that's done. So I can put that up here with the other one, which is the robin. That can live up there, ready to be scanned. A few sheets of normal paper. I'd reckon I'd try working on a solid surface and see how you get on. Right. So for November, I'm going to do another eye study, which is going to be a bird. More specifically, a macaw. So I need help deciding on the reference. Got 2 references for that. I need help deciding the reference for that. So where's my little camera mode gone? Photoshop, okay. We've got this one. Nice and bright. Again, it's going to be like a small crop. So it's going to only be like a little bit of the feather. It's not going to be the whole parrot. I'm going to do the whole parrot of this in another tutorial at some point. But that eye, or that eye, this is the parrot that I used for the inverted challenge. So the crop is going to be like, oops, the crop's going to be like this. So the same sort of size. That's going to be like the crop of that one. So it's parrot 2, and this is parrot 1. Whoops. And the crop's going to be here on this one. So just a really, really small sort of study. How often do I do live streams? Every Sunday I try. Last Sunday I didn't because I wasn't feeling too good, and the Sunday before I didn't either. Press the notification bell. Ding! That's what you want to do. So, decisions on eye number 1, which is this one, or eye number 2, which is this one. What do you guys think? Because I can't decide. You're back again. We finished the thing. The crocodile. I'll switch it back to the top down again in a second. I just realised that I now match my water bottle. Emma likes the second eye. Jacqueline likes the first one. So does Sarah. And Bits likes the second one. So that's a 50-50 split right there. Need some more decisions, guys. You like the second. That's the first. And that's the second. Both. If I had time to do both in November, I would. But Parrot 1 is going to be... I do want to do the whole thing as a tutorial. So I feel like the second one might be good. And then the first one I could do as the whole thing, because it's like really funky coloured. Yeah, I think that's the way that we might go, guys. I might do this one for the eye study. And then the other one as the whole study. You're making me thirsty, I'm sorry. Here is the finished croc outline. It's not a great, like, it's not much to look at. But when we start to add the colour from a tutorial, I'll add in like all the details that I didn't add in with the graphite and stuff. Because there's so many details that you can't add in them all. Otherwise it becomes too confusing when you're doing your line, when you're working with your line drawing. Simple is better, so like the main features and the main dark areas is what I like to add in. Have I used the funky organiser yet? Yes, I've started adding some bits in it. Because I've planned out 6 months of tutorials in advance. So yeah, I have written down a few things. I don't know what else to do in this live stream, guys. I'm not sure. That's all the outlining that I had to do, because I've done all the others, because it's October tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe I'll just do a little bit of... Oh. I'll just work on this for a couple of minutes. This is me, for new people, this is the macaw I've been working on for ages now. It's a really long one, but I need to do these couple of feathers. Then you get to do both. Yes, exactly, that's what I was thinking. I'm just going to get rid of my... Oh no, I could leave Photoshop up actually, then you can see my reference photo. But I need to find the reference photo first for this. Recents? Yeah. Okay. Material I will use is coloured pencils, as usual. Never really use anything else. Oops. Oh, I need to zoom in a little bit more than that. Oh, keep scrolling up. Can I move this over a little bit more? There you go. You have to go because you're going to sleep. That's fine. Thanks for stopping by so many times. How do I get it so smooth? Burnishing. I like to do a lot of burnishing with the coloured pencils. Why is it so dusty? Right. Got like this massive selection of pencils. Whoops. The arm in the reference looks very branch-like. Yes, yes it does. Oh dear. I'm only going to live stream until for like another 10 minutes or so today, because I'm still recovering from my cold and I feel quite tired today. I've been quite tired in general actually lately. Perhaps it's the weather changing. What was I using? You? No. Let's move you a minute. Oh, I think I was using you. He can a little bit, yeah. Not like realistic. Doesn't like to do like this kind of thing, I don't think. I don't know, I haven't really asked him. Does that sound mean? Suits you as you're shattered. Good. Good. Where did I just put that eraser? I would outline something else, but I haven't prepared anything else because I thought that the crocodile one would take up my allotted time today, which it has. But like 10 minutes, so we're gonna do some little I'll answer a few questions. So if anybody has any like coloured pencil related questions or anything, or just wants to chat about anything, feel free. You can see my reference photo as well, so you can see like that I've taken out the arm and added in a log, a branch. Let me show you how like I need to make the bird a little fatter. I think he needs to come out this way a little bit more. I think that's what needs to happen with him. Lem sip an early night, yeah. Yes. Have a little wind down. Maybe another cup of tea or something. And then early night. I don't know what's made me calm down with a cold. I think I started running again, and it's been quite chilly of an evening, and I don't know whether it's like the chill in the air, I don't know, or whether it's the fact that my body's like, yo, why are you running? I'm gonna make you ill now so you don't run. I was just getting back into running and feeling really good, and then I got a cold and some kind of chest pain, which wasn't nice. Do I do commissions? Not so much anymore, no. I will every now and then if somebody offers me a commission that I'm really interested in doing. How much do they cost? It depends on what size the person wants. I don't really have a set price list anymore. I will see what the commission is and the size that they want and what kind of specifications they have, and then work out a price from that. That's how I'm doing things now, but I don't tend to take commissions. Purely also because they are very stressful for me. It's a very stressful thing. I don't know, I lost my words then. Did I buy the Derwent Light Fast? No. I don't know if I want to spend that much. I don't know if I want to spend that much on a set of coloured pencils that I'm not sure if I'm going to use. I have the sample pencil, the purple pencil, and I'm yet to use it. I'm using Prismacolor in this one, guys. This is 30% French grey. Ooh. What do I use to blend pencil? I don't usually use a solvent for blending or burnishing. I use my pencils. So I don't know if you can, this piece of hair, I swear, is so annoying. I don't know if you can see. I'm gonna have to set the autofocus to on a minute. I don't know if you can see this. I have to hold it up here. Can you see how grainy it is? It's not really coming up on the camera very well, but it's not entirely smooth, like really smooth, like painting. I like to leave a little bit of the grain, so I don't like really flatten out the surface of the paper too much. But I blend just with the pencils, just use a lighter pencil, usually a white pencil, and go over. Running is bad for your health. Yeah, but I love running. I forgot how much I loved it. Like, I posted it on Instagram and people thought that I was being sarcastic, and I really wasn't. I really love running. Where is the indigo? That's what I need. Some dark areas underneath this feather here. That's what we need. Like that. And then darken it up with some dark sepia maybe. Change from hot to cold. That's what I was thinking. Where's the dark sepia? There you are. Working too hard. See, I feel like I haven't really worked that hard, but Simon's been telling me that I have. Which is why I gave the live stream a break that week, and then this week I was like, no, I'm too sick. Well, pencil, white pencil, yes, that's right. How much would it cost to buy this piece? Oh god, I don't know. I haven't put a price on this piece yet. I should do that though, because it is for sale. But I haven't worked it out. I would say over 200 for this. Ooh, notification city on my phone. You're using pencil to blend and you find you're burnishing at the same time. Then you're pressing too hard, yes. When I am going over with the white pencil, I'm not pushing hard at all. I'm gonna make a tutorial tomorrow, which is gonna be the first tutorial for patrons and website subscribers about burnishing with the white pencil, so that will be for you. But yeah, you're probably pushing too hard and pushing the tooth of the paper, smushing it together too much. That tutorial will probably be released on Wednesday. I'm going to film it and edit it tomorrow. I feel really bad because I didn't do any tutorial, anything, no videos, no drawing or anything last week. And I felt really bad because I just sat and watched the telly. I did do everything for September, like really ridiculously early though, so that was a blessing. Where do I get the paper from? I get mine from Jackson's Art Supplies. I buy it in big sheets and then cut it down. I think the big sheets are £4. I usually buy them in like bulks of 10 because it's usually a little bit cheaper as well. But yeah, it is expensive. Good paper is expensive. It's not even cheaper buying it in a pad either. I find that the pad works out more expensive. How do I find Prisma compared to Polychromos? They both have their pros and cons. I find that the Prisma colours blend a lot easier than the Polychromos because the Prismacolor are wax based, so like blending Prismacolor and Prismacolor together, it just is so nice and easy. But I don't like the fact of the wax bloom and stuff like that. But I like both pencils, but I prefer the Polychromos because they're the ones that I have more experience with. But they both work really well together. So I've used the the Prismacolor as a base for this feather, and then I'm going over with Polychromos and Luminance, using all of the tools today. Where's that really nice blue? That one, like grey blue, that's the one I was looking for. You stick to your horses. Yeah, you stick to them horses. Been enjoying your little story time on your posts lately. They've been quite interesting. I've enjoyed that. a soft spot for cobs. I don't know what a cob is. I feel like we might have had this discussion before. Do I ever use Bristol Strathmore paper? Yes, every now and then I do. It's not my preferred paper though. I find the results that I get when using Bristol paper, I don't like the results as much as when I use the Fabriano, so I tend to just stick to my old Fabriano. Stick with what you know. And I do love the results of the Fabriano. That is good. What type of paper is it? It's Fabriano Artistico. I'm sure it's in the description. Is it in the description? Let me have a look. Yeah, materials that I use and recommend are all in the description. So there's a direct link to Amazon there. So yeah, it's in the description if you want to check it out on Amazon. I can't wait to see it finished either. It's been so long. I kept looking at it and thinking, oh, I've got to finish that. And I just wasn't in the mood to actually sit down and draw on it, in it, with it. I don't know. And then the other day, Thursday, I was like, well, I can't really record a tutorial because I sound like a man. And so I decided to work on this and try and get it done. And I got all of the tail done. Which doesn't seem like a lot, but it took forever. What are the common mistakes beginners make when drawing from a reference? Oh, that is a difficult question to answer off the top of my head. Probably focusing too much on the reference. Something that I've actually been trying to do myself lately is find the right balance between copying from the reference and copying it exactly and sort of making it up a little bit. So that would probably be a big mistake. And don't be too hard on yourself if your picture doesn't look too much like the reference photo. But yeah, probably just using it too closely, I think would probably be the biggest one. I'd have to have more time to think about how to answer that. They are quite long posts. They are quite long, but they are good to read. You're good at the words, unlike me. You didn't see it. There's also links to my favourite sharpener, the pencil buddy, the erasers that I use, all of the stuff that I like to use. That's all in there. This piece of hair. Cobs are a type of horse. Also a type of roll. You bought 2 huge sheets of Fabriano and you're scared to draw in it because it's so expensive. Don't be scared. Just do it. Just do it. I know it is scary when you're using like expensive materials, like somebody buying Caran d'Ache luminants for the first time and not wanting to use them. It's like, just use them. They're there to be used. My voice is going. What's time? Okay, yeah, I am gonna end. I'm gonna stop now. My voice is going all funny as well. I don't want to lose it because I have to record tomorrow. You practice on Strathmore. That's good. That's good. Yeah, practice on Strathmore. But papers react and like you get different effects and different final results from different papers. So you might find that the Fabriano gives you a different result that you prefer over the Strathmore. Give it a go. Grown over time. You can never copy your reference though, it just turns out crappy. Are you drawing realistically or characters though? You raided Amazon and bought everything. No, that's not stalkerish. You're being prepared. That's just being prepared. Oh, night, Jacqueline. Thank you. How do you do your drawing so accurate without tracing? Well, with the grid. Replay the live stream and you'll see. From start to finish, we drew that crocodile eye. But the colouring part, just observe the shadows. I'm gonna get off now. Good night. Thank you, Lynn. You too. Thanks for stopping by. See, some people like yourself, they can't or they don't use a reference 100%. And I've been using a reference 100% and I'm trying to change that. I'm trying to vary up my work and give it a little bit of a spin. That's fine. It's fine. No need to be sorry, but that was what the live stream was initially, just drawing an outline using the grid method. I'll show you. Let me put this back. You go up there. There we go. This is what I did. Oop, ran the wrong way. There you go. There you go. See, drew the grid, copied the boxes according to the reference photo on Photoshop, and then traced this, drew it again backwards, and then drew it again on the actual piece of paper. But if you want to step by step from the beginning, obviously the live stream will be a replay for that, which would be helpful. Yeah, so I'm going to call it a night and I will see you guys. I'm going to be live streaming on Twitch. I still haven't added my Twitch channel into the description, but my Twitch is this, Twitch. Oops. I think that's right. That's my Twitch channel, which I'll be live streaming on Wednesday. For those that don't like to use or watch on Twitch, we'll be here next Sunday, 8:30 British time. But yeah, it's been fun and I've actually enjoyed outlining and doing something a little bit different that isn't just straight coloured pencil work with you guys. I hope you've enjoyed it too. Those watching the replay, if you have any suggestions on other live streams, and you guys as well watching live, put them in the comments of what you'd like to see. You've learnt lots. Good. I'm glad I could provide some kind of learning. So yeah, I'm gonna sign off for you guys, or from you guys, and I'll hopefully see some of you on Wednesday. If not, I will see you next Sunday. Toodle bit, guys.